Hey guys, oh, my dog. Okay, this is Tank. So, hey guys, it's Alexa. If you never watched my previous videos, like I said, I'm Alexa. I'm 25 years old, and I basically made, a decision to go back to school for nursing, except I'm not in a program just yet. So, I was working in market research. I was doing project management for a market research company, and then it was during the pandemic when I was like, you know what? This isn't for me, honestly. So that's when I left my job, July 2020, started nursing prereqs in that September, and spent this past year, like half of 2021 and 2022, basically applying to schools and accelerated nursing programs to be exact. And now I'm still hearing back from schools actually, and yeah, that leads me into this video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what school did I decide to go to. I committed to a school, and it didn't really happen how I wanted it to be. Like, I thought it'd be a little bit more exciting, and I mean, it was exciting, but I mean, I'll explain. So basically, I only applied to 3 schools. When I originally thought of this idea, it was before, actually no, it was like right in the beginning of the lockdown, I believe. Actually, yeah, I think it was like June of 2020. Excuse my dog, he's like digging into my bed. I think he's trying to get comfortable and probably take a nap. But anyway, so it was May or June of 2020 when I was doing research and I realized, you know, maybe nursing is for me after all. All those times of me not listening to my mom, and I should have stuck to my plan A all along. But then again, everything happens for a reason, and I would not like go back in time and change anything. Like, I'm honestly so happy with the way everything turned out. But when I was originally looking into programs, so I'm from New York, and basically like my top school at the time was Stony Brook University. It's a SUNY, and if you don't know what a SUNY is, it means State University of New York. And there's a bunch of SUNYs, and then there's CUNYs, which is a City University of New York. And those schools tend to be a lot cheaper than private universities. And since they're cheaper though, it's way more competitive to get into. So undergrad, I went to Pace University in Manhattan, and let's just say that is a private school. And in Manhattan, like, it was just so expensive, like absurdly expensive. Like, that's a whole new tangent on me like disagreeing with how expensive like school is, but then again, like, I bet everyone could agree with me. Anyway, so my thought process was, okay, I know Stony Brook is an amazing school. Like, it's amazing. It's on Long Island, and at that time, so my parents, they're in the process of getting a divorce now, and at that point, they weren't officially separated. So in my head, I was like, oh, I don't know where I would even stay. I don't know. Basically, my dad's living out there now, but I don't even know why I got into this. But, so yeah, there was like some pros and cons of going to Stony Brook. I was like, okay, it's cheaper, it's a great program, but on the other hand, it is far away, because it's just like hours away. I wouldn't know where to stay, and because at that point, I don't want to stay like alone all the way on Long Island, and then the huge like lock once. I don't know, when I can't even get my thoughts out. But basically, as time went on, I realized that Stony Brook really may not be for me. Cause like, I don't know, when I was like I said, when I was originally researching schools, like that was like my number one. I was like, oh my god, I really want to go to Stony Brook. I'd be so proud to say that I went there. But I don't know, as time went on, like that year 2021 was hell for me. Like, literally anxiety, like gut health issues. It was terrible, and I was like, oh my god, if I were to be in if I were to go to Stony Brook, like, and I were to experience these gut issues again, and just these, like, mental issues, like with the anxiety, like, I don't know what I would do. I would literally have a meltdown and not, like, be able to function there. So it was like, I need to be closer to home. So when I still applied, and I put my all into the application, except when I submitted everything. I remember everything was due on October 15th. I submitted everything way before that. And then flash forward, is that the term? I don't even know. But I fast forward. Oh my god. See, I was out in the sun today, and that explains why I'm having, like, brain fog. And I wasn't even in a good mood today, so yeah. But months go by, and I decide, let me look at my application. And I check, it was incomplete. So I submitted an incomplete friggin' application. When I looked over my application multiple times, I did not submit my resume. And I'm just so mad I didn't, because I just like to know if I was going to get into Stony Brook or not, you know. But moral story, since I had an incomplete application, I did not get in. So I did that to myself, which I'm, like, mad about, but I wasn't going to go anyway. So that was that. Second school I applied to was Pace University in Manhattan, which is where I went to undergrad. I was like, okay, this is perfect, you know, I know the campus. I'm an alumni or alumna, whatever you want to call it. And it's an 11-month program. But that also scared me, because I knew most programs were longer than that. So I just didn't know, like, how that would be. But I applied, and I got in, like, literally, like, January 24th, I think it was, or towards at the end of January. And I just, like, was not expecting that. I remember, I think I was, like, at the gym or somewhere, and then I came home. I was in the kitchen. It was, like, in the evening too, probably around, like, 6:30. And, like, I don't know, I always thought, like, colleges sent out letters, like, at, like, before noon. I don't know, that was just, like, my thought process, but clearly I'm wrong. But all of a sudden I'm like in the kitchen, I'm like eating dinner or something by myself, like no one was home that day, and I get a notification, like an email, and it says, you have an update to your portal, like, please log in. And I open it. I run upstairs. I'm in my room now. I'm at my desk, and I'm, like, opening it, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, what is this? It's like, this is, like, my chance. And I got in, and I was like, it was, like, emotional for me, because it was my first acceptance, and I was like, wow, like, this is happening, you know, like, it is possible for me to change careers, like, what I want to do, like, it's gonna happen, like. But in that moment, though, the third school I applied to, that was my number one choice, which was Wagner College, and it's on Staten Island. It's closer to me, and it's longer, it's 15 months, and I just know it's an amazing program. Like, I know nurses who graduated from there, and my aunt went there, and I just know so many people, and for the longest time, like, that was my number one. Even last year, I wasn't even going to apply. I was thinking of the school, but I was like, oh, I'm not even going to be qualified, whatever, to even apply. So in my head, it wasn't on my list of schools to apply to. But I was like, you know what? Let me do it. I was in contact with admissions for that school for the longest time. And yeah, so basically I went through the interview process and everything. Like, it seemed promising, but they were taking a very long time to get back to me. Like, I took the T's, I can't even speak. I took the T's exam just for that school. I interviewed just for that school. They required a higher GPA, and it was a whole big thing. And I even went on a campus tour, and, like, granted, I know Pace already, but, like, I didn't go on a campus tour for that school. But anyway, so I had my heart set on going to Wagner. Like, I was like, that's it. If I were to get an acceptance right now, I'd go there, you know. But so when I got the acceptance for Pace, I was, like, very excited in a way, because I think my thought process was, okay, I got in to one school, there's a chance I could get into Wagner. That was my thought process, because of Pace, at that point I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I would have to commute on the bus, and just, like, it's only 11 months. But here we go, as time went on. So, like, March comes, April I take the T's. I think I interviewed for Wagner, when was that? And maybe in March. I took the T's in April. Yeah, and then I was like in contact with admissions for the longest time. And all of a sudden, like, it's taking forever. Like, some people I know are already getting in, and so I'm contacting admissions, and basically she's telling me that I'm waitlisted. So I'm like, whatever. And I guess I can't be mad because my GPA was not super high. Like, there were people that, like, outdid me or whatever, which is, like, totally understandable. Like, if that's your requirement, then that's your requirement. But considering that they took so long to get back to me, my excitement for them kind of fizzled out. It was weird. Like, I was like, okay, I want you so bad, but you're stringing me along and kind of, like, ghosting me. I literally felt as if I was, like, dealing with, like, a guy, not gonna lie. Like, I was talking to, I remember, like, my family about it, and, like, they totally agreed with me, and I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna go with the guy, or the school in this case, that wanted me to begin with. Like, they originally wanted me. They accepted me, like, first, months ago, and here I was ignoring them. I was ghosting them for someone else, Wagner, and here I am being stupid when I should have went with the first choice. So that was my thought process, and at that point, I've looked at the pros and cons of Pace, and the pros now outweigh the cons. So the pros, it's an 11-month program. I know the campus. It's not gonna be, like, so bad of a commute, I realized, and I was on a, I can't even, like, think of the name, what it was. It was basically like an information session, a Zoom information session months ago on it, and I basically have the outline of my schedule. I have, like, 2 days of class, and then it's, like, 2 days of clinical, 1 day of lab, so I'm like, you know what, it's not so bad, and I have some, like, asynchronous classes. So, and the good thing about Pace is that they could place me throughout the boroughs, Jersey, they could do Long Island or Connecticut, Hudson Valley. But, so at least, like, if I get placed somewhere that, like, I'm not used to, it's more experience. I get to see other hospitals, you know, so that was my thought process. And there's another YouTuber, I watched some of her videos, and it seems like she really enjoyed Pace's program. So that was a little bit more promising. And one of my best friends, she is in she's in the family nurse practitioner program there, and then one of my coworkers at the hospital I work at, she's in the acute care nurse practitioner program, and they all both at Pace, and they love it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm honestly so excited. My excitement really started to, like, creep up on me probably, like, a month ago at this point, and I really am just so excited knowing that I will be done with school in a little over a year from now. I start in September, end in August. Like, even though I was nervous for the 11 months, I mean, it's clearly doable. I know I'm gonna be stressed. I know it's gonna be so challenging, but I'm honestly just, like, so excited. Like, I really have a feeling, like, this is gonna be a good program, and I'm already in, like, a group chat with the students, and, like, I don't know, they seem nice and, like, helpful, so that's, like, getting me more excited. But I did get a comment on one of my other videos asking, like, not only what school did I commit to, but what did I look for in a program? I believe that was the question. And I just want to say, to answer that question, price, um, the length of the program, the prereqs of the program, um, possibly where the clinical sites are. So basically, I feel like where that school is located, usually the clinical sites are around that school. So that's something I really looked at, and the NCLEX pass rate, and just I also looked. I would Google like top nursing programs in New York. So, and all the ones I applied to were on that list, basically. So that was something that I don't know. I don't know if it's superficial that I do that, honestly, but I mean, that was part of my factoring in. And then I know PACE has a really high pass rate. I believe it's like 97% NCLEX pass rate. It's accredited. Definitely look to see if the school is accredited. And that might sound stupid, but I remember reading an article, or I forgot what it was, probably like almost a year ago now, when I was like originally like looking into the programs, and it was saying that there was a school in New York, a nursing school in New York, where after like, I don't know if it was a new school or like a new program or whatever it was, but once the students graduated, I think they tried taking the NCLEX or getting a job. I don't know if I'm getting the story right, like those details, but moral of the story, the school wasn't nationally accredited or something like that. So just imagine spending all that money and time and stress, and you can't even like be qualified as a nurse or something. Like, that's literally insane. So I would like just Google that, and it's always on their website. But and what else? Oh yeah, definitely price. Although all these accelerated programs are just so expensive. It's really crazy. So I kind of knew I was gonna like tackle on like more loans, but I have a feeling PACE might be cheaper than Wagner, because Wagner is 4 semesters. There's this 15 months, so 4 semesters, and PACE is only 3. So that's like a whole other semester I would have had to pay for. So I don't know. I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and like I don't even know what would have happened if I went to Wagner, like just because everything happens for a reason, and I don't even know. But the fact that PACE is shorter, I mean, it's the fact that PACE is in the city. Another pro is that my car has been failing me lately, so I only have to drive to the bus, and I don't have to drive all around to get to Wagner College, so that's a plus. So so basically that is that. I just wanted to say that I committed to PACE University in Manhattan, and I really am super excited. And as I was getting ready to film this, I realized I'm wearing a shirt that says Always New York, and I didn't even like realize that I was like wearing it. So I guess it's like kind of fitting for like I'm gonna be back in Manhattan, which is also exciting, honestly, because I've been having this like kind of like battle in my mind, how I feel like I'm getting older but I'm still living at home, and I'm not living the life that like I want to live. I feel like I was going backwards for a while, because I went to school in the city, I come back home, everyone else is still in the city and like getting their apartments, and I'm living at home, and then COVID hit, and then I decided to switch careers, and people are starting to move out more and like move on with their lives. And I see everyone on social media, like in Manhattan and Hoboken and whatever. And granted, like I could always visit, but I don't know, just like not the same. And I did honestly miss just being in the city for work, because I worked in Manhattan before switching over. And so I don't know, I'm kind of glad I'm going to be back in the city. I'm going to feel like I'm like with it again, honestly, just like walking around. So I don't know, I'm really looking forward. And obviously like I'm going to take videos of it. So I'll take you guys along my journey. All 79 subscribers, which reminds me, please like and subscribe to this video and my channel. I don't even know how to word all this, but yeah, so yeah, next video, my scrubs, my school scrubs and my stethoscope came in, so I will be doing a little like reveal for that. So I'm like unboxing, so I'm super excited. So yeah, don't forget, like and subscribe, and thanks. Bye.